Welcome everybody back once again to my hardcore world. Today I will be giving you all a tour through my world that I've lived in for the past 300 days. Then at the end I will be giving you all a serious update on what to expect next in this world. This is my hardcore 300 day world tour. Before we get started, however, let me tell you to be sure to stick to the end to find out how you can be part of a future event that will take place in this world. Yes, you can play with me at a certain event explained at the end of this video. Without further ado, let's begin the tour. So first we will start exactly where I log off at the end of each episode, and end at the subscriber hall to shout out some of the subscribers from last episode. So first up, we will be entering the very first structure built in this world. As you can see, it's pretty vacant since I moved all my stuff downstairs, but I guess the villagers and iron golems like it. Here is also a sign to mark the historical pillager raid incident of the first 100 days. If you'd like to see that play out, be sure to watch the first episode. I'm honestly still surprised that I'm alive after that incident. Next we will head downstairs to the main area most everyone should be familiar with now. On the right I have a nice little enchantment area decorated with a small pond and some other plants and obsidian. Then in the next area you can see my main storage area that I use. Eventually I'll need to expand this a little more, but it works just fine for now. Upstairs there's also the auto smelter that works about half the time. Next we will be heading out of the house and into the village area. It seems like the villagers are having quite the time today. Let's take a look in one of their bigger houses. As you can see, there's not much going on here other than some beds and an iron golem that has been stuck upstairs ever since this structure was built. Next we will be heading out into the brand new terrace farms built in the last 300 days episode. This is a very nice area with leaf covered paths and easy access farms. Quite the relaxing area in this deadly world. Next we'll be heading through the gate into what I would call the kingdom. As you can see, there's not much built in this first area. That is because my focus has been on the area behind it mostly. This will all be filled with houses and buildings soon. Next we will pass through our market area where the first house was built, the blacksmith. If you remember from the episode, this building actually burnt down once. So let's take a look inside. This building was commemorated for Pinguino's subscription on the 200 day episode. Next, on the left, here's the amphitheater that was also built in the 300 day episode. Everything on this side of the lake was completed in the 300 days episode, including all of the walls you see. Now it's time to take a look at the dock in the new building that was built over there for Is If. I built this for the purpose of hosting people after long voyages at sea. It does need a little more detail work in my opinion though. Next we will take a look at the upper area of the kingdom. After we get down the long path we can see the new copper statues of soldiers riding horses. Then behind that we can take a look at all the progress I made placing the dirt last episode. Just as a reminder, there was no dirt here before. Taking a look at my statistics, I've placed nearly 30,000 pieces of dirt to make this area flat. My hands still ache to this day. Next, let's take a shortcut along the wall to the first fishing pier. Not much to see here but a commemorative sign of my first 50 days in this world. Next we will be taking a quick walk through the farm area, then stopping at the trophy stand also named after the first subscriber in the series, Galaxy Gaming. Next, here's a quick look inside the hideous bamboo farm. And then finally it's time for us to end off at the subscriber hall. Here's all the new subscribers I've accumulated through this series. This number doesn't exactly represent what I've gained because not everyone has commented saying they subscribed. If you are new here to this channel because of the last episode and wishing you were up here, that will come in the next episode of the series. Since this is just a copy of the world in case something went wrong here today, I can't exactly put your names up here in this episode, because it won't be in the actual world. But I will flash the new subscribers from my most recent episode at the end just to say thanks in a timely manner. This then leads us into the second part of the video, the future of this series. So I have plans to keep this series going as long as possible obviously, but with the OP gear I have and nearly unlimited supplies of totems now, hardcore really isn't hard anymore. That is why there will be some changes in the upcoming episodes. Here's what I have planned so far and their tentative dates that will probably not be accurate at all. The next installment will be 500 Days. Recording for this will begin within the month, and the episode will probably come out around June to July. There will be no special handicaps in this episode. Those will be coming on down the line. Next is where things might get a little mixed up. If I'm able to get the kingdom build done in the 500 days, this episode may not exist. But if not, I will be posting a YouTube video called Minecraft Hardcore Kingdom, and use whatever remaining time left to finish the build. This will be strictly a building episode if need be. Now here's where the spin on gameplay will come into effect. These next episodes will be quote-unquote spin-offs of the main series. We will follow different quote-unquote characters in their adventure in this hardcore world. A death in one of these miniseries or episodes will not affect the main series, just that character in the series will end if they die. I will also be using the Terrorith Terrain Generation mod to add some new terrain to the world for these future episodes. Also, the subscriber haul will be updated at the end of each episode as usual, so the new subscribers don't miss out. Here are some future episode ideas I have in the idea mill with no tentative release date yet. An episode titled Minecraft Hardcore Exile. We will follow a citizen of the current kingdom in his exile away from home. Sent into exile by the king, he is forced to survive on his limited knowledge of survival. This episode will introduce handicaps such as max armor level diamond, max tool level diamond, 1 totem use only, no elytra use, and no sleeping, only to get rid of the phantoms. In the objectives of this episode/series, the exile must build a settlement to rival the current kingdom. The next episode will be called Minecraft Hardcore Lost, which will be arguably one of the hardest episodes. We will follow a character who got lost from their group while traveling to the new kingdom. With very little knowledge of the wild but skilled in fishing, they must find their way back to the group or learn to survive in the wild. This episode will experience heavy capped items, such as my max level armor only being able to be iron, max 2 level of iron, no totems, no elytra, I can only get food by fishing, I can't sleep, but only can sleep to get rid of phantoms. I cannot build solid structures such as wood-framed houses. This series will start at a random location of coordinates excessively far away, and to complete the objective, our character must travel thousands of blocks and look for clues on how to get back. That means I can't use F3. The next episode/miniseries in the mill will be called Minecraft Hardcore The King's Mandate. This mini-episode/series will follow a knight of the kingdom and his expedition to set up a mining camp for the kingdom. After communication between the camp and the kingdom were cut off, it is up to the knight leader to decide what to do. Handicaps for this episode will be max level armor diamond, max tool level diamond, 1 totem use, and the objective is to build a mining camp in the mountains, obtain 3 double chests of every ore except diamond, and only a single chest full of diamond. And finally, my last idea in the middle is Minecraft Hardcore Revenge, which is the second episode to Exile. We will follow the same exile as long as they didn't die in the first episode, and their quest to overthrow the kingdom. Handicaps will be less for this because of the gain experience of the exile through time. There is no cap for armor, no cap for tools, and 2 totem uses, and no elytra. The objectives for this episode is to gather forces and overthrow the government of the kingdom. This will feature a PvP battle for the kingdom to determine the outcome. This episode has the ability to be really special. To do this, I want to host a public event with my subscribers that determines the outcomes of this story. So hopefully by the time this comes around, I will have amassed a small following willing to participate. If you are interested in participating in one of these events, or interested in voice acting for one of these parts if I decide I want some small voice acting bits, join my Discord below to stay up to date. That is about all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the tour and a quick look into my brain on where I want this series to go. Be sure to check out the 3 episodes in the series, and hit that subscribe button to not miss any new exciting episodes.